Dukun is directed by Dane Syed and stars Umi Aida, Faisal Hussain, among many others. The production of this movie wrapped up around 2006-2007, but due to various controversies and reasons that aren't made very clear, the movie was shelved until now. So, is Dukun worth the 12-year wait?
Anak saya lari dari rumah. Ada orang perempuan dalam hidup kau hilang.
Awak ada kehilangan sesuatu. Sesuatu yang berharga. Saya boleh tolong.
Before I talk about the meat of the movie, let me just say that the marketing campaign for Dukun is one big steaming pile of hot garbage.
Know your fucking place, trash.
Sure, it gets the job done and a lot of people are rushing out to see this movie. But the whole marketing campaign is misleading. It is a con job. When you watch the trailer, you get a fully fledged horror vibe. Most of the trailer comprises of the lead character, which is Umi Aida, contorting her body, eating weird shit, licking the wall, eating more weird shit. There's a lot of blood. It feels like a very conventional horror movie, but that isn't what Dukun is about. Dukun is a courtroom drama. It is a crime thriller. It has horror elements in it, sure, but it is not a horror movie. In fact, whatever you see in the trailer with her contorting her body and all that blood only takes up around 10% of the movie. It is a very small portion. Astro, which is one of the distributors of the film, seems to be on a mission to convince everyone that this movie is not about Mona Fandey. In fact, the movie opens with a disclaimer that reads, "Any resemblance to real-life people is purely coincidental." In fact, Astro has gone out of their way to even release a statement trying to reaffirm that this movie has got nothing to do with Mona Fandey at all. Seriously, I'll tell you what this movie is about and you tell me if it has anything to do with the real life Mona Fandey. So Dukun centers around a character named Diana Dahlan, a witch doctor who is charged for murdering a businessman named Dato Jeffrey. Dato is in his title. And fun fact, Mona Fandey's first album back when she was singing was known as Diana. But yeah, this movie has got nothing to do with Mona Fandey at all. Not one bit. It's all just a coincidence. Like this can of Red Mule. You see, this may look like Red Bull. It may smell like Red Bull. It may even taste like Red Bull, but it's not Red Bull. It is Red Mule. Any resemblance to real-life Red Bull is purely coincidental. So anyway, Dukun details the events leading up to Diana Dahlan's execution. Whatever that happens in court, the police investigation, so on and so forth. This is a courtroom drama and a crime thriller. Watching Dukun was an interesting experience because this was supposed to be Dane Syed's first feature film. But because it got shelved, Dane Syed went on to make Bunuhan and then Interchange. Watching Dukun, there were a lot of moments throughout the film where I thought, damn, this is made by a filmmaker with a lot of potential. A potential that we now know was fully realized in Bunuhan. There are some great scenes in Dukun, like the execution scene that takes place towards the end of the movie. It will give you the chills. And the entirety of the movie is shot really well. This is a movie that looks really good. And even when it comes to the performances, Dane Syed gets the best out of his actors. They are all good across the board. This is especially true for Umi Aida, who plays the lead character Diana Dahlan. Umi Aida exudes the right amount of charisma and enough sex appeal to make this character work. All the actors are good across the board. But overall, Dukun falls flat. I remember doing light research on Mona Fandey a couple of years ago for a college assignment and remember feeling creeped out when I read stories about her. Now, I think we can all admit that Mona Fandey isn't really a good-looking person, but she could make men dance to her beat. Now, how did she do that? There are also reports that suggest that Mona Fandey was a very religious person. She was also very humble and polite to all her prison wardens. Her ex-husband even said that Mona Fandey is the kind of person that wouldn't even kill a fly. But yet she did kill, she did commit murder, yet she didn't show any remorse. And yet, she waltzed into court every day wearing colorful clothing, waving at the media, putting a smile on her face like a psychopath. It's this duality of her character that makes Mona Fandey a very creepy, a very eerie person. But in the movie, Diana is a very one-dimensional character. And this has nothing to do with Umi Aida's performance. Her performance is good, but it's the writing of the character that is weak. Instead of exploring the depths of the character, Day Inside often cuts to Diana in prison doing weird shit, like contorting her body, biting her fingers, as well as licking the wall. There's lots and lots of blood. This doesn't fit with the overall tone of the movie, because for the most part the movie focuses on the crime element, the courtroom drama, but every now and then it cuts back to the prison sequence with Diana doing weird shit. What is the point of that? It doesn't mesh well with the tone, as well as it just comes off as a cheap tactic to generate cheap scares. There's also an entire subplot involving Diana's lawyer, which is Faisal Hussein's character, in search of his missing daughter. It is not interesting and it just bogs the movie down. It also makes the movie feel completely unfocused. Dukun also lacks a solid structure. There are many moments throughout the film where it doesn't flow smoothly from one scene to another. And then there's the ending, which just goes on and on and on. You think the movie is gonna end, it fades to black, but then there's another scene. You think it's gonna end then, it fades to black again, but then there's another scene, and then another scene, and another scene, and another scene. What is this? Return of the King? So, is this movie worth the 12-year wait? Is it worth all the hype that it has garnered? Not really. Dukun isn't a bad film, don't get me wrong, but it isn't good either. The movie has good moments in it, and it's interesting to watch it and see that the amount of potential that it has in the movie. You watch it and you see that it's made by a filmmaker with a lot of potential, the potential which has been realized in Bunuhan. But overall, the movie is just kind of a middle-of-the-road crime drama. If you're a Day Inside fan, definitely go check it out. But for the rest of you, I cannot recommend you to spend top dollar on it. I give this movie a 2.5 out of 5. And if you liked the video, don't forget to smash that like button, share it with all your friends, and let me know in the comment section below what you think. And by the way, this isn't me shamelessly promoting my video. It may seem like it, but any resemblance to real life shameless video promotion is purely coincidental.